Move now on to fight number 7. 3 3-minute rounds of amateur action coming up. It is the lightweight division, and we have making his way to the cage, first of all, Mark Richardson, born on the Sunshine Coast, and he fights out of Tribal MMA. Connor Birch is his coach. He comes into this contest with an amateur record, 1 win, 2 losses. That 1 win coming by way of a submission due to a rear naked choke. Plenty of experience, 2 years of jiu-jitsu, some striking. He has predicted a victory for himself this evening, ladies and gentlemen, with a cartwheel kick. So a cartwheel kick is what he's looking for. Let's see if he can pull that off this evening as he makes his way to the cage side. It is, of course, Mark Richardson. XFC41, a new era. This is a Mansfield Tavern in southeast Brisbane, the venue for some of the best fights we have seen in this country. Huge round of applause. The boy from the Sunshine Coast gets ready in the blue corner. Crowd starts to clap and makes some noise. Liam Brewster makes his way out to the cage. He is the Killmonger. Liam Brewster, born in Moranbah here in Queensland. He fights out of the Game Bred Academy, has an amateur record coming into this contest. A 1 fight, 1 win. That 1 win coming by a TKO 54 seconds into the very first round. When we spoke to him earlier this week, he said that his ambitions were to become a world champion in mixed martial arts. We've talked about it all evening with my co-commentators. The key is indeed to put yourself in a position to get to that very top. You've got to start somewhere, and indeed, this is the perfect place for that. He did mention to us this week that he is fighting on a short notice, but he's ready to go to war and ready to go the distance. He feels like it will be a feeling out process to begin this contest. However, after that, he thinks that his pressure and his ability to press forward and throw the early exchanges will get him in a position where he can break out first and take away the victory in this contest. Ladies and gentlemen, it is fight number 7 here at XFC. We move over now to Daniel Maudsley for the official introduction.
Ladies and gentlemen, fight number 7 this evening is an amateur lightweight bout which will be contested over 3 3-minute rounds. And introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner, he weighed in at 69.6 kilos and trains out of Tribal MMA. With 3 appearances in amateur, he holds 1 win. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Mark Richardson. And his opponent, fighting out of the red corner, he weighed in at 69.8 kilos and trains out of Game Bred Academy, holding an undefeated amateur record of 1 win with 0 defeats. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Liam Killmonger Brewster. And when the action begins, your referee in charge, Carl Anderson.
Daniel Maudsley, centre cage with our official introductions. We're moving now to fight number 7 of the evening here, XFC41. Here we go, round number 1. Richardson comes out strong.
Wow, power takedown there from Killmonger Liam Brewster. He had a very early TKO finish in his debut on Coastal Combat. Got, I believe it was inside the first minute with a ground and pound stoppage. So heavy hands, particularly when he's on top.
Yeah, Richardson having to scramble now.
And a battle of 2 great local teams. Tribal MMA, of course, in the corner of Mark Richardson. We saw them get the win with Ryan Levy earlier tonight. And, of course, in the corner for Liam Brewster is the Game Bred Academy team. Looks like we've got the XFC super lightweight champion in the corner there too. Mr. Lonnie Philly, Mo Hulla and Ryan Dunstan from Ignite. So star-studded corners on both sides, gentlemen.
Indeed, Daniel. Great start to this contest. Both fighters coming out strong. Richardson looking to put the pressure on here in the corner.
Gents, there's been no feel-out process. They've both got straight into it.
Interestingly enough, Liam Brewster said there would be a feel-out process, and Ben, as you've just said, no feel-out process whatsoever. Both boys coming at each other nice and hard, nice and early.
No time to waste in this 3x3 contest.
Pressure on against the cage there, Mark Richardson.
Yeah, Richardson using good cage pressure here.
Also, interesting little side note, boys. I believe Liam Brewster, not the only fighter with the fight name Killamunga tonight.
Interesting, very
I
interesting.
believe DJ also fights under the same fight name.
And Mark Richardson with his fight prediction, the cartwheel kick. So not the only one that thought of that. And I will give you a little bit of trivia as well. The famous YouTube video of Brian Ebersol doing the cartwheel kick. I actually cornered him that night on that fight, and I said, if you throw that stupid kick, I will walk out.
I hope you're true to your word, Ben, and you made the trek outside.
No, I was proven drastically wrong that night, and it became famous and went viral.
Yes. As is usually the case when these things happen.
So nice little
shots landed
fake
there.
on the takedown there from Mark Richardson. Doing a great job faking levels, keeping Liam Brewster guessing. And straight back into the clinch. So Mark Richardson doing a good job of turning this into a grimy kind of fence grappling bout. And double underhooks now, but Liam Brewster quickly swimming back under with the right hand there. So some really nice cage awareness from both fighters here in the first round.
Couple of knees there applied from Brewster. Back against the cage. Looking
Yeah, good
comfortable.
work by Brewster. You know, he's got his back up against the cage, but he's still working. He's still showing the judges he's strong. I'd like to now see him maybe look to use that underhook if he can kind of squeeze that underneath and reverse this position.
Early stage of this contest. And that is the first round over in the corner here, ladies and gentlemen. This is fight number 7, XFC41. A real grinding first round there, gentlemen. Both of them not landing any major blows and keeping it up against the cage for each of their own positions.
And it looks like we've got the Birch team there for Tribal MMA in the corner of Mark Richardson. And, of course, the aforementioned team from Ignite and Gamebred in the corner of Liam Brewster. So, looks like we've got Ryan Dunstan giving the instructions at the moment. And also Simon Clow in there, icing their Killmonger. I believe Killmonger is Michael B. Jordan's character from Black Panther.
Correct.
That's right, isn't it? Yeah.
Correct.
Best commentary team in the business. They have facts from everything from MMA to Hollywood specials. This is XFC41, a new era live from the Mansfield Tavern. We get ready now for round number 2.
Both boys are a little excited to get things underway there.
A little keen to get back going.
I'm still waiting for Richardson to throw the cartwheel kick.
Here we go, round number 2.
Big shot landed, the right on the nose.
Yep, so great counter there of the naked leg kick, timing the straight right down the pipe.
Ooh, got clipped on the way in, did Richardson.
To come forward.
Oh, nice, once
Nice
again.
and busy. Beautiful transition there as he worked for that and went low.
He's got that real aggressive, just pushing forward through everything sort of style, Mark Richardson. Very kind of Darren Elkins-esque.
Yeah, look, he doesn't
everything
mind
is forward
taking one or
pressure.
two to get to the position he needs to.
And this is absolutely drowning when you're fighting an opponent like this. So all that cage wrestling we saw in the opening round, for those of you at home who perhaps haven't trained in MMA, that is some of the most grueling and taxing work
As he
you
looks
can
for
do.
the choke, look at this standing guillotine attempt from Mark Richardson. He's
Nice
just
and
got to
tight.
get that angle and probably pull his shoulders back a little bit. He's let it go. It's a high-risk move.
Putting the pressure on again is Mark Richardson against the cage. Liam Brewster defending, looking for a takedown.
He's relentless at the moment. Richardson is really marching forward. Great pressure.
So two of the major technical reasons we're seeing Mark Richardson have so much success up on the cage here is one being the underhook that you can see he's got with the right hand, and two, you're also seeing the nice head position there, trying to off-balance the spine of Liam Munger. It can make it really hard to dig an underhook and turn when you've got someone with their forehead underneath your chin twisting your spine.
And he's keeping the pressure on that, isn't he, Daniel? Looking to get that as the head moves left and right, keeping the top of his forehead underneath the jawline there of Liam Brewster.
So about halfway through the fight now, halfway through round 2. So close first round. This second round so far going the way, I'd say, of Mark Richardson.
Brewster,
And
he's got the hands
another
clasped
nice
and he
takedown.
effected that takedown.
As you said, Daniel, a real grind of a fight so far. Richardson looking to apply that pressure now, a couple of left hands.
He's got to look at that position as Brewster bounces back to his feet.
Back to their feet, a few knees there from Brewster. Mark Richardson keeping that head position nice and tight up against Liam Brewster's jaw.
Worth notice too, Liam Brewster taking this fight on short notice, so we'll keep an eye on the conditioning, see if it holds up. At this stage, he looks pretty fresh as we head down the stretch in the second round.
Just over 30 seconds remaining. Round number 2 of this contest. Knees being distributed by both gentlemen. Looking for the takedown again, Mark Richardson. Good defense from Liam Brewster. Tight clinch there from Brewster up against the cage as he defends Mark Richardson's advances. We approach the end of this second round.
Oh, beautiful work getting the hips back there from Mark Richardson and avoiding that suplex attempt from Liam Brewster. As we hear the horn there, round 2 in the books, gentlemen.
Another great round of action here. Another intriguing round. This is probably the first fight we've seen like this on the card this evening. Both men really grinding at each other, not landing anything clear, but trying to get those technical maneuvers in, as you mentioned, Daniel.
Yeah, so I think that round probably is going to swing the way of the blue corner, Mark Richardson. But the opening round, Ben, really could have gone either way.
Mate, definitely, and it's all going to come down to this final round. I did like that round with Richardson there. I think he was, I guess, the aggressor. He was using cage control. But what I did like about Liam Brewster is even though he seemed to accept that position against the cage, he was still busy. He was still landing knees. He was still landing little body shots. So where that sits with the judges will be interesting in the final play.
Yeah, I like what you said there about accepting the position, Ben. Really important to drill into young fighters. Never accept that position. Even if you are getting a couple of knees off with your back on the fence, in the judges' eyes, it never looks good in your favour.
100%, and it's the same off your back.
Fascinating third and final round coming up here, gents. XFC41, a new era. This is fight number 7. They're ready to go for the third and final round.
And we've got Big Daddy Carl Anderson controlling proceedings as Mark Richardson comes in strong for the final round.
A couple of big shots landed there from Mark Richardson. A couple of right hands as he gets that same position there up against the cage, as Daniel so expertly analysed before. He looks to keep that head underneath the jawline. Has the left arm on a hook now underneath the body of Liam Brewster.
Yeah, I just really want to see Brewster maybe if he can use that overhook that he's got. If he can kind of pull in and use that underhook, then I think he'll be able to move his hips out and kind of get some sort of clarity and get off that cage. But at the moment, like we said before, it's nearly like he's accepting that position and just trying to fight out of that position.
So Mark
Not
Richardson,
necessarily a good thing from the judge's perspective.
Mark Richardson doing really well trying to keep those double underhooks, but it looks like Liam Brewster just using sheer power there to get his way into a dominant position now. And with one underhook, trying to use that head position. But as we see, some very technical work here on the fence. Both fighters digging for underhooks very well. And the head position from both men on point.
You can see the head position there by Mark Richardson. That's where he's controlling this position against the cage.
Fascinating role reversal, gentlemen. They've gone back and forth in that position against the cage. And instead of it being a grind on the ground, as you might say, it's been a grind standing up against the cage.
Right. Richardson locks his hands behind the legs of Brewster.
So Brewster into a half butterfly guard here, now straight into half guard. We'll see what Mark Richardson's got. Of course, blue belt in jiu-jitsu. He's going to sprawl out in top position. Legs a little close there, though, so there is a reversal potentially coming here from Liam Brewster. As expected, back to his feet. Nice work there from the man from Gamebred Academy.
Well done there from Brewster. Back to his feet. Looks to fight back. Knee landed there from Richardson. Puts himself back up against the cage as well. And underneath that jaw, putting the pressure on.
Yeah, the double underhooks there from Mark Richardson prevented, I think, the transition low from Liam Brewster there. So very, very good.
So now some wrist control from Liam Brewster, which is quite rare. I'd like to see him let go of that wrist, dig for an underhook, and try and get this out into open space. At this stage, boys, I'd say with 40 seconds on the clock or thereabouts, I would assume that Mark Richardson probably ahead on points here.
Mark Richardson putting the pressure on here. Third and final round.
It's an interesting one to score, boys.
Yeah, it is.
Brewster is affecting shots off the cage, so the judges have to see, is that pressure forward scoring points?
Yeah, one more takedown here from Mark Richardson would go a long way to lock this round up, Ben.
10 seconds to go. He's going to have to work quick.
Liam Brewster defending as we move into the final seconds of this contest. And that's it.
Very close fight, gentlemen.
The bell goes, gents. Fantastic contest here. A real grind of a contest, standing for the most part, locked together and up against the cage. A great bout here. And a very interesting one as well, Ben. How do you see it going? A tough one to judge, as we've just said.
Look, it was a real grind out. It was a real game of attrition there. The pressure, I think, from Mark Richardson may get him over the line tonight. It is very dangerous going to the judges. Like I said, Brewster was still very effective off the cage. So it will be interesting how the judges did see that. And then there was some earlier takedowns in between in the earlier rounds as well.
A curious one here for the judges. An interesting watch for us down here, cage side. We can see Mark Richardson with his hand in the air, appearing to believe that he has won that contest. That is a real possibility this evening. A great fight here at XFC41. Both fighters inside the cage and confident, looking to see who is the victor in this contest right now. Richardson putting the pressure on in round number 3. Some takedowns from both of the fighters in the second round. And we stand by very interestingly to see what happens now with the official decision. Another great contest here at XFC41, a new era. Wombat Jones's first event as XFC president right here at the Mansfield Tavern. Ladies and gentlemen, both fighters are ready, referees ready. Over to Daniel Maudsley for the official decision.
So, ladies and gentlemen, after 3 rounds of action, we go to the judges' scorecards for a decision. Judge 1 scores the contest 29-28 to the blue corner. Judge 2 scores the contest 29-28 to the red corner. And Judge 3 scores the contest 29-28 for your winner by split decision. In the blue corner, Mark Richardson.
Mark Richardson coming away with the victory. A very, very tight scorecard from the judges, as we predicted. That would have been a tough one to score, and also in the subjective eyes of the judges, who was doing more damage up against the pressure, the cage, that pressure from Mark Richardson. And then we had Liam Brewster countering with those knees and the right hands off of the cage. An excellent victory for Mark Richardson, and a great contest here at XFC. Both men showing plenty of respect to each other inside the cage. That was a wonderful contest. Mark Richardson taking the plaudits as he stands with his team inside the cage, taking a couple of victory photographs.